North Korea is often called the world's most secretive and mysterious country. At its center stands the Kim Dynasty, a family that has ruled with an iron fist since the country's founding. From Kim Il-sung to Kim Jong-il, and now Kim Jong-un, the Kims have been portrayed as near mythical leaders, worshipped by millions in North Korea and feared by many abroad. But how much of what we know about the Kim Dynasty is based on fact? And how much is myth, crafted by propaganda, rumors, and conspiracy theories? Today we'll explore the untold secrets behind the Kim Dynasty. We'll separate truth from fiction, uncover hidden stories, and reveal the real forces that shape North Korea's rulers and the nation they control. The story begins with Kim Il-sung, the founding father of North Korea. Born in 1912 near Pyongyang, his early life is clouded in propaganda. Official North Korean accounts portray him as a heroic guerrilla fighter who led the struggle against Japanese occupation, a fearless tiger of the mountains. Kim Il-sung did fight the Japanese during their brutal occupation of Korea from 1910 to 1945. He joined communist guerrilla groups based in China and rose through their ranks with several notable victories. His leadership during the Battle of Pochonbo in 1937 is still celebrated as a defining moment. Yet, there is more to the story. Some conspiracy theories claim that the man who became Kim Il-sung after World War II wasn't the same guerrilla leader who fought the Japanese. According to these theories, Stalin had the original Kim killed and replaced him with an imposter to maintain Soviet control over North Korea. This theory was once taken seriously by the CIA, which conducted investigations in the 1950s and 60s. Soviet officers who worked with Kim reportedly suggested the later Kim was an imposter, but modern historians and surviving comrades have dismissed the claims. They insist Kim Il-sung was one and the same, the original guerrilla fighter who returned from exile with Soviet support. Kim Il-sung's rise was not just about his military prowess or nationalist credentials. It was also about geopolitics. After Japan's defeat in 1945, Korea was divided along the 38th parallel, with the Soviet Union occupying the north and the United States the south. Stalin needed a reliable communist leader to install in North Korea, a figure who would serve Soviet interests and help build a communist ally in East Asia. Kim Il-sung fit the bill perfectly, a Korean communist with guerrilla credentials who had spent time in the USSR. But Stalin's support was conditional and cautious. The Soviet Union initially sent ethnic Koreans with Soviet citizenship, called Soviet Koreans, to help govern and advise. There were factions within North Korea's communist movement: Kim's guerrilla faction, the Soviet Koreans, the Yan'an faction aligned with Chinese communists, and South Korean communists who had fled the South. Kim's ability to consolidate power among these rival groups was crucial. He eliminated political rivals, purged opposition, and aligned himself increasingly with the Soviet Union's goals, while carefully balancing China's growing influence. One of the most powerful tools the Kim Dynasty has used to maintain control is myth-making. In North Korea, Kim Il-sung is not just a leader, he is a godlike figure with superhuman qualities. Propaganda claims he was born under a double rainbow on a sacred mountain, that he single-handedly defeated Japanese forces, and that his wisdom is unmatched. This cult of personality expanded with his son, Kim Jong-il, who was said to have been born under a shining star and who allegedly invented the hamburger and the LED light bulb, claims that strained credibility but served to elevate his legend. The myths serve a clear purpose: to inspire loyalty, justify absolute rule, and suppress dissent. The truth about the Kims' lives is far more complex and human, but in North Korea, only the mythic version is allowed. Though the Kim family holds ultimate authority, they have not ruled alone. Behind the scenes, the Workers' Party of Korea, the military elite, and the secret police play essential roles in maintaining the regime's grip. The security apparatus suppresses opposition with ruthless efficiency, using surveillance, imprisonment, and executions to silence critics. Kim Jong-il, for instance, relied heavily on a network of loyal military officials and spies to keep power after his father's death. Kim Jong-un has continued this trend, strengthening ties with the military and using public purges of high-ranking officials to eliminate rivals and consolidate his rule. This system ensures that power is centralized but also dependent on a complex web of loyalty and fear. Kim Jong-un's rise to power after his father's death in 2011 was shrouded in secrecy. Unlike his predecessors, little was known about him before he assumed leadership. Despite initial doubts about his ability to maintain control, Kim Jong-un quickly consolidated power through a series of bold moves, including purging his uncle and other senior officials. His rule is marked by aggressive nuclear weapons development and highly choreographed propaganda events. Yet beneath the surface, there are signs of internal challenges. Reports of economic struggles, food shortages, and the impact of international sanctions suggest the regime's control is being tested. Still, the Kim dynasty endures, continuing to project an image of invincibility. Will the Kim dynasty survive the 21st century? Despite isolation, international sanctions, and internal hardships, the regime has proven remarkably resilient. Its ability to control information, maintain loyalty through propaganda and fear, and leverage support from China and Russia has allowed it to withstand pressures that toppled other dictatorships. But the future is uncertain. Generational shifts, potential leadership challenges, and economic realities pose risks to the dynasty's longevity. What remains clear is that the Kim dynasty's story is a complex blend of myth and reality, a political drama that has shaped not only North Korea but global geopolitics for decades. The Kim dynasty is much more than a family ruling a secretive nation. It is a story of guerrilla fighters, Cold War politics, myth-making, ruthless power struggles, and survival against incredible odds. By peeling back the layers of propaganda and conspiracy, we get closer to the real history, a history that reveals how the myths were created, how the dynasty was built, and what forces continue to shape North Korea today. Understanding this helps us better grasp not just the enigmatic regime, but also the hopes and fears of the millions of people living under its shadow. Thank you for watching. If you found this deep dive insightful, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to keep exploring history's most fascinating stories with us.